Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to talk about my current favorite Arc Warlock build in Destiny 2 Season of Defiance. One that is very fun right now, but is going to get even better next season as we see buffs to both Arc Warlock supers. Now, keep in mind, I am running the Guardian Games competitive playlist, and the footage that you're seeing and somebody's going to tell me in the comments that this isn't the most difficult content in the game, which is absolutely fair. But that doesn't matter to me. I've been accomplishing a lot in Guardian Games with this build, doubling up the scores of my teammates in this playlist, and all around just having an absolute blast with it, which is what matters to me. Not every build has to be the most meta. Some of them can just be for fun. Now, this all starts with the exotic helmet Verity's Brow for the Warlock, which has the perk Fourth Magic. Weapon final blows with a damage type, matching your subclass energy, grant death throws, which provides a grenade damage bonus, which is very nice, and grants you grenade energy, also nice. When you have death throws and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain greatly increased grenade regeneration for a short time. It works out very, very well if you're running a arc weapon that does clear ads very quickly, and Trinity Ghoul does that. This is the arc bow that is absolutely hilarious to use. It has the trait Lightning Rod, precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities, as well as the intrinsic trait Split Electron, fires an arrow that splits when released, aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow both decrease the spread. Essentially, you want to aim down sights, get the first kill with a headshot on an enemy, and then proceed to just spam arrows to get those chain lightning arrows just everywhere and just destroy ads. No matter what type of content you're playing, the bows are very good all the time, right? They're easily able to chunk down heavier enemies. And then once you start getting those chain lightning weapon blows, you're actually able to do a bunch of damage, which is very, very nice. Now, where this struggles is obviously going to be for DPS. That's why I'm running a Riptide with Chill Clip. That's also for the Unstoppable Champions as well as the Hothead with Explosive Light, just because it's the highest DPS rocket launcher. It's Arc Synergy, so I can just throw on the same type of mods, and it works out very well for this combination to take down bosses and the like. Now, stunning an Overload champion with my Trinity Ghoul and then using a Hothead to just finish it off is just very satisfying as well. So the combination is just very good, and it works out well across the board. Now, as far as my abilities go, I am running the Storm Trance instead of the Chaos Reach, which I think is just not good without any buffs right now. Storm Trance is just better, especially if you're able to use it above your enemies with the landfall that has it intrinsically in the super right now. So I think that's where you start with this build. Then you go to the Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Chain Lightning, and then Pulse Grenade. This grenade is phenomenal with the death throws active. It's going to do a ton of damage, and you're going to see a lot of benefits from it. As well as the aspects that I'm running are Electrostatic Mind. This is to defeat arc enemies with arc abilities, or defeating jolted or blinding target creates an ionic trace. You're going to get your abilities back way faster with all these ionic traces you're going to generate. And then also collecting an ionic trace makes you amplified. Then we've also got Arc Soul, so you're going to cast your Rift, create an Arc Soul. These Arc Souls are very good already, but when amplified, your Arc Souls are supercharged and gain increased fire rate. So you're going to be amplified quite a bit. You're going to have these juiced up Arc Souls to help you in combat, and it's just going to be just insane synergy. Then I've got the Spark of Shock. Your Arc Grenades jolt targets. Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an Ionic Trace. Again, just spamming those Ionic Traces, so you're going to have your abilities back all the time. We also have Spark of Discharge. Arc Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create an Ionic Trace. You see a theme here. Ionic Traces everywhere. You're just kind of creating them as often as possible to grant yourself extra ability energy. And then your Lingering Arc Grenades, which includes the Pulse Grenade, have extended duration. Again, those Pulse Grenades are just going to do increased damage all the time and have increased duration and generate those Ionic Traces. It's just such a perfect combo. You can essentially stun a champion, toss a Pulse Grenade on it, and nearly finish it off oftentimes. It's absolutely insane. Now, as far as the mods I'm running, the artifact perks this season don't really affect this build at all. So if we next season get some arc themed artifact perks, this is going to get insane, and I can absolutely see that happening. As far as the mods I'm running on my armor, Arc Siphon, heavy ammo, and another Arc Siphon. Again, I'm just spamming my Arc weapons, specifically the Trinity Ghoul. I'm not really using my Riptide at all. You can throw on a Stasis Siphon if you want to, but it's not going to kill enough enemies really to make that worthwhile. Then we've also got double firepower. I know it's bugged, and it has been bugged, but they supposedly are fixing it or have fixed it by the time this build is out. And then we've got bolstering detonation as well. Now we've also got arc reserves, melee damage and arc damage resist. That's just for the content that I was currently running, keeping those resists on, because there isn't a way to really heal besides your rift with this build, and that's something that you just have to keep in mind. We've also got double arc weapon surge. You can run triple if you have high enough stats and don't need a stat increase there. I just needed an extra stat bonus because I don't have a good Verity's Brow currently, which is the only downside to my current build. But once I get a good one next season, that's probably what I'm going to focus on, is get a good Verity's Brow for this build with a high recovery, maybe a high discipline as well, and it'll make this build absolutely insane, even more so than it already is. Finally, we've got time dilation and double bomber. So ultimately, the combination goes like this when you're running the build. You want to use your Trinity Ghoul, get a kill or two, and then once your grenade is juiced up, you're going to start spamming your grenade, drop a rift, continue spamming your Trinity Ghoul until your grenade is back, rinse and repeat, and you're just kind of using those two unless you have any enemies that you need to use your heavy weapon on or your Riptide, because essentially you're saving those for bosses and champions and the like, right? You're not really needing to use those weapons on the harder enemies. So because of that, you're able to just carry through with your grenades and your Trinity Ghoul, and that allows you to save your ammo if you need it. It works out well. The kind of cycle that you go through is very fun. I've enjoyed it immensely, and just seeing a bunch of enemies getting nuked at one time is my favorite thing in this game, and something that I really try to make builds around ultimately, because I just love when I can just kind of take them down. I did pretty much all the medals for Guardian games for the Arc versions that you need with this build in one go. It was so fast, so easy, and I absolutely recommend trying this out if you just want to mow through enemies as fast as possible and get as many kills as you possibly can. It's a blast, and I absolutely love it. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, helps me out tremendously, shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content from me in the future. I throw a lot of builds on this channel. I know we've reached a point in the season where that's kind of dwindling down, but as we head into the next season, we're going to have a lot more options, and so you're going to see a ton more builds going forward from me. My dog agrees with that. I wanted to let you know. Subscribe to the channel because of that. My name is JoPa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.